Welcome to episode 5 of the Die Hard podcast. Very excited to be here. Since I've started this podcast, life's been great. Shows have been great. Audiences have been great. Sobriety's been great. The weather's been great. Everything's been great. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to these. If you got anybody that you think might enjoy this, spread the word. Happy to have you diehards here. Just returned from the great state of Nevada. Shout out to Wise Guys Comedy Club. Let me tell you about comedy in Vegas. Comedy in Vegas usually sucks. It's terrible because people don't go to Vegas to go to a comedy club. I mean, they might fly to Vegas if they want to see a huge famous celebrity play a theater in Las Vegas, but they don't really want to go to a comedy show. They want to go see some magic, or they want to go see Cirque du Soleil, or they want to see some sort of off-Broadway like type production. Comedy's kind of like this thing like bowling in Vegas. It's like you might do it, you might not. You're not really going there for it. It's just a thing you might pop into. And so what happens is these comedy clubs, like Brad Garrett's comedy club, Jimmy Kimmel's comedy club, the Laugh Factory when it was in the Tropicana, the Improv when it was in Harrah's or however you say it, the clubs aren't great. They're not very fun to play. Each table is some different region of the country that's kind of been papered into the room, or they paid like $100 a ticket, which is too much. And so like I could have performed for any one of those people just in their state. I didn't need to perform for them in Vegas. I could have just saw that table when I went to Indiana. I could have saw that table when I went to Florida. These people are from Paris. They don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. So Vegas comedy typically isn't very enjoyable to perform in. It's not very fun. With the exception of this. Wise Guys Comedy Club has put a club in Las Vegas that is just off the strip. It's only like 10 minutes off the strip. And so it's a real comedy club. It's an actual comedy club with actual comedy club audiences. It's set up, host, guest set, feature, headliner. It's like a real comedy club. So it was so fun to play a real comedy club in Vegas. Get to do all the Vegas things in the day. I stayed at the Cosmos. We went to the pool. We went and saw Cascade. We went and saw we went and had lunch at like places we wouldn't normally go to. And then at night we got to go do a real comedy club. And then the second the shows were over, we went back to the strip, which was awesome. I had so much fun. I was very grateful that it all worked out. Shout out to Gavin Coscarella, Ari Azizian, and Josh Nelson, who hung out with me all weekend and was on the shows, and the shows were great. Big shout out to Keith Stubbs and Wise Guys Comedy Club. You've put real comedy in Vegas. So I got to have a good day from morning to night doing stand-up comedy. Super fun. Another part that is so great is like people who live in Vegas don't want to go to the strip. They have something against it. They're always like, I don't want to go to the strip, or we don't go to the strip. That's for tourists. So like 95% of the people that came to my comedy show were locals. They were Vegas locals, and they were like, thank God someone came to Vegas to perform that's not on the strip. So that part also made it super good. I wore my Oakland A's hat all weekend because that's where the Oakland A's are going to be arriving in a few seasons in Vegas. So I wore the A's hat. A lot of people started conversations with me about that. I was very excited. Before I came in here today, I saw the weirdest thing in the sky that I couldn't understand. The other day, I don't know how long ago, it was a few months ago, I was like getting a really early Uber to LAX, and my Uber driver and I saw things in the sky that were so unusual that we pulled over the Uber and just put our smartphones out the window. We couldn't believe what we're seeing in the sky. And here's something I'm really annoyed about with SpaceX or Starlink. Is that like now no matter what happens in the clouds or in the skies or in the night skies or day skies, we all go, oh yeah, that's SpaceX. Oh, that's Starlink. That doesn't answer anything. It's like when you see a magic trick and someone goes, that's just mirrors. You go, okay, well, how would you do it? If you had mirrors, how would you pull that off? And they don't know how they would do it. They just say mirrors. It's what people are doing with Starlink and SpaceX. There's literally an alien spacecraft could be hovering above you at 20 feet and a little green Martian waving his wiener around looking at you. And people go, that's just Starlink. Oh, that's just SpaceX. So now I guess anything in the sky is just Starlink or SpaceX. What is going on? What is going on in the sky? How come we can't figure this out? I don't understand why we're not questioning more about what's going on in the sky. When the fires happened in Los Angeles, care of Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, people say, oh, that was just like a freak accident. It was just some fires. These things happen. According to Bill Burr, it was managed very well. It wasn't managed well. And now I have new videos being sent to me by my crazy conspiracy friends that you could see like little orbs, like flaming orbs above the fires that looks like it's fueling the fires. Like someone's almost shooting like hot lasers on the fire to keep it going and keep it being flamed. I can share the video on here if I can find it, but it's so confusing. I'm like, well, what is that? Is that Starlink? Is that SpaceX? Is that some normal anomaly that I'm just not aware of because I didn't go to weather school or whatever? There's so many weird things going on that I don't have any answers for. And yet, no one else has any answers. We just dismiss it. That's Elon. That's SpaceX. So I'm a little confused. I don't know what your thoughts are on all that. But I'm very, very curious about what the hell is going on in the skies. Tell me if you've seen anything weird or what you think about that. And especially the fire thing. I think that's...
We heard all about the stuff in New Jersey, and then we never heard about it again. But they were like half of New Jersey was complaining about drones and stuff above them. And
drones the size of cars.
And then there was just a new story, and we moved on.
Yeah, it's very strange. I was on Gutfeld, and I said to people, shoot at them. I go, you shoot at those things. If you don't know what's above your house and no one's helping you, and then there's just shoot a gun at it. Just get your gun and shoot at it. And I took a little pushback on that. They're like, you can't say that. You can't tell people to do that on TV. Because one guy did. An old guy literally shot a gun out of his house at those drone things in New Jersey, and then they picked him up the next day. The cops arrested him for, firing a firearm into the sky. So don't shoot at them, but we need something. We need some answers. Maybe you should be allowed to shoot at them if you don't have answers. I wanted to say I did a segment last week called Unpopular Opinion. That's on episode 4. If you didn't see it, check it out. The unpopular opinion I had was that fans, no matter what they're doing when they run on a field or streak, or whether they're proposing or naked or clothed, or whether they're holding a sign, no matter what they do when they run on the field, you need to grab them. You need to do your job and get these idiots off the field. They're delaying the game, and they are potentially maybe a threat to the players. But you shouldn't tackle them. You shouldn't get all off on just smearing them. And I will say almost 80% of you disagreed with me. I was right to name it an unpopular opinion, because most of the comments were like, no, dude, play stupid games, get stupid prizes. Fuck around, find out. That's what you get when you get on the field. You don't want another Monica Seles, situation. So most of you agreed that it is. Actually, some of you even agreed that you do just want to see a guy get tackled, and that's why you like it. So I appreciate that honesty. But all I was trying to say is you should still be able to do those things without getting a free spear on a stranger. But I guess I'm wrong, because most of you guys disagreed with me. You like it. You think it's fair. I guess the best comparison I could think of is it's yes, that guy did ask for it by running on the field, but it'd be like if someone shoplifted and then you put them in prison for 80 years. I think that the tackling of the person doesn't match the harmlessness of the person's streaking or crime. So it's like shoplifting, you got to punish those people, you got to catch them, you should punish them. But I mean, I don't think that the crime matches the time is what I feel like. So that's what I was trying to articulate, that's what I was trying to explain, and I might be wrong. because it seems like it's a consensus that you guys like watching these fuckers get trashed. Interesting thing happened this week. All of you are aware of it. I'm about to tell you about a current event that every one of you saw. But what I'm more fascinated about is how famous it got. Remember Haktuya girl? She was just like this cute girl on the street who said a thing about sucking dicks. And it was so viral that she became famous overnight. She got a #1 podcast. She was put on all these like concerts, like on stage, like, where's the Haktuya girl? It's the Haktuya girl. Almost so we were just exhausted with her. There was like Haktuya fatigue. You know, it was just like we made this thing and then we were so happy to see it go away. Because it was just like, what's so great about her? And you're like, yeah, that's kind of the point. What is so great about it? I don't know why we're making such a big deal out of a girl who talked about sucking dicks for 3 seconds. Not to mention that once she was famous, she didn't want to talk about sucking dicks anymore. She didn't want to talk about anything sexual. She was just like, nah, that's not me. I got a boo-boo who I love, and he don't want me talking about that and whatever. Well, we've got a new Haktuya girl, and it's the Coldplay couple. People were so excited about this. Evidently, some married billionaire was seen cuddling at a Coldplay concert, and he was holding and kind of vibing at the Coldplay music with his head of HR, the head of HR department. Like I said, not everyone's talking about it. Everyone's got some version of it. Everyone's parodied it. Everybody's talked about it. What I'm shocked about is, why was it so famous? Is it because it was a billionaire and they're like, ha, what an idiot? Or is it because we caught someone cheating? Is that what we like? It's salacious, like, oh, that's what you get? Is it another fuck around and find out? Is it another play stupid games, get stupid prizes? Is it that? Is it because she's HR and that's so wildly inappropriate? I'm just curious, why do certain things take off like that? Like, what do you think it is, Mike?
I think in this one is the combination of wealthy elite, so we always like a good takedown there, and this is the boss of everyone in the company and whatever, screwing around with another employee that is also at the top of lording over everyone at
Right.
HR. So it's like people who think they're above the rules getting caught in like the biggest possible way in front of a stadium full of people. Because there's ways to get caught doing something, but in front of a stadium of people where Chris Martin literally says, oh, it must be sleeping or cheating or something like that. And
it was, I guess that's got to be it. Because here's the thing, I have no problem with billionaires. I have no problem with powerful men and powerful women. I've got damn sure got no problem with Coldplay. I got no problem with any of this. But you're right. I think you nailed it. People that think they're above the rules. You know, that's why we didn't like Gavin Newsom eating with his family while we had to be locked down in our houses alone with masks on and can't leave our... It isn't that we're upset with Gavin Newsom. We don't like that he thinks he's above the rules that he's putting on us. So that must be it. HR says, hey, don't fuck anybody at work. Oh, by the way, I'm fucking the boss. And then the boss says, hey, you guys be good and act right, and I'm a married man, and then he's fucking his HR lady. So, yeah, I guess that's it.
And I think it's hard for anyone to ever take, like, the cheater's side in things. Even if we've done it or anything like that and can sympathize on that level, in an instant, it's never the side you're gonna take.
Tough to sympathize with the billionaire cheating. A cheating billionaire. We don't like that. I agree with you. Yeah, that is fascinating. I guess, like, it does speak to a real evil side of us, though. Don't you agree with that? Why are we reveling in it so much? Is that a good or bad trait to really enjoy that this fucker got caught? You know,
well, when we watch reality television and you see the celebrity versions of all of it, are we watching it because we want to see them do more great stuff, or are we watching them to see them in vulnerable, awkward positions? We're watching to see these people who aren't at the top of the fame in football anymore suddenly compete in Survivor or something because they're going to kind of make a fool of themselves in a way, and it's going to be more vulnerable and it's going to be weird. And I think seeing those people in that outside of the box situation where they're not in complete control like they used to be is something that we all kind of stop and see like a car wreck.
Yeah, I don't know if it speaks to the best of us. I don't know if it really is a good thing. Because you might argue, well, hey, I like to see that if someone's cheating, they got caught. Shame on them. They should be caught. I like justice. I like fairness. But then you got to ask yourself, why do you enjoy it so much, though?
Why do people go
Maybe
and
it's a
watch
little. I'm
public
just.
executions?
I know, but I'm just saying it's a maybe something that we should inspect a little bit. Like I think there is some good to it, but I think there might be a little naughty to it also. Speaking of virtue signaling or me getting lost in these ideas of right and wrong, I heard three separate comedians this week, coincidentally all female comedians, say the term incel like it was an insult. Oh, these fucking incels, or like this guy's an incel. And really got me thinking, got me in my mushroom brain, started thinking, why are they saying it like that? If you don't know what an incel is not a kid who shoots up a school. An incel is not some creepy pervert. An incel is not some sexually porn addicted little creep. An incel is just someone who's involuntarily celibate. It means they would like to have sex, and there's no one who will have sex with them, or they can't make that happen. Now, I would argue that doesn't mean there aren't incels who shoot up schools and there aren't porn addicted incels. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying to use the term incel to as like an insult, or to make it sound like if you're an incel that means you shoot up a school, that's it's so reckless and oversimplifying of what an incel is, and shows how much misandry, is that the term, that we have become comfortable with in our society. Have women become that insensitive towards men that they don't even care that there's men out there that some people won't even touch? Women, whether you are the most classically beautiful by a social construct, or the most unattractive woman by a social construct, you can still find sex. 100% of women can have sex, with very little or no effort. They can get that need. Whereas with a man, there are plenty of men that no one will touch or give attention to, or whatever. I don't think it's appropriate to be using incel as an insult. I think that's really I think it's really insensitive and really rude, and we've kind of lost touch with what our sympathy, right? We're trying to be so nice nowadays. When there's a big heavyset woman on a red carpet like Jennifer Love Hewitt, who hasn't looked the same, because she's aging now, and it's been 20 years since we've seen her in like a little Vegas dress on a red carpet. The virtue signaling is nonstop on those. Read all the comments. She's beautiful. She looks incredible. Shame on any of the douchebags talking shit about Jennifer Love Hewitt. Look at those curves. She's so big and beautiful. And I think that's great that we're being nice and kind and supportive and virtuous towards these things. Constantly challenging beauty standards when it comes to a woman's body. Constantly challenging social constructs or virtues when it comes to life. However, when I watch feminists or female podcasts, it seems that they have no interest in being kind to men. They have no interest in maybe the plight of how hard it is to be a man, paying for everything and providing for a woman and trying to have purpose and trying to, get some sexual attention or some emotional attention. Why don't they care about that? How come there's not a sensitivity towards men when it comes to how hard working is? Or how about some people say, oh God, listen to Jeff. He's saying how hard it must be to be a man. I think it's hard to be a human. That's what I think. I think it's very difficult to be a man or a woman or a trans person or a they, them. It's very hard to be alive. So why aren't we sensitive to everyone's plight or everyone's situation or everyone's story? And yeah, guess what? It is hard to be a man. We have to work. And we have to be fine with, like, if there's a bump in the night, we got to go figure out what it is. Or if you think, oh, it's way harder to be a woman, let's talk about war for a second. How many women are dying in war compared to men? Not just now, but since the dawn of civilization, men have died in fucking piles in different nations and continents and countries. We men go and die. And then a woman, that sucks for her because she's at home going, oh, I miss him and I love him, but at least she's alive. So I think that we need to rethink the way we talk and behave about men. There's a lot of men in the world who could use some sympathy. And I used a term earlier that I didn't know how to pronounce, either misandry or misandry. It's basically just the reverse of misogyny. We've all come to terms with the fact that misogyny is bad. I find misogyny funny, but it is bad. We all can all agree it's bad. But so is being shitty to men just to be shitty to men. I don't think that means we need to dunk on chicks, but I think, like, where's the sympathy? Maybe there should be a little more sympathy towards men. Why are we so fine with lesbians and girls being so toxically masculine, but we're so shitty towards men who are masculine or toxically masculine? Because guess what? When a woman acts toxically masculine, let's put her on the main stages of the Laugh Factory, the Comedy Store, and the Improv right now. I don't care if she's been doing comedy a year. Look how hilarious her toxic masculinity is. Isn't it great that she's doing the exact same thing she hates in men and capitalizes off it financially? So I say, which I rarely say, but shame on those female comedians for using the term incel like that. I think it is reckless and rude and pretty stupid, pretty dumb in my opinion. All right. Well, I want to give a shout out to some of our Patreon subscribers. One in particular, Nishat. If you don't know who Nishat is, no one has been to more stand-up comedy shows in my career, including any woman I've ever dated, and including any friend I've ever made tag along like Justin or Josh. Nishat has come to more of my comedy shows than anyone else. If you've ever been to a show and you saw a woman wearing a hijab laughing better than anyone else laughs in the audience, that's Nishat. She's the best, and she's a subscriber. She's a diehard. Big shout out to Nishat. She is the best, and the reason I thought to give her a shout out is because she was saying she doesn't, really follow wrestling or baseball, but when I talk about it, she has found herself getting interested in maybe learning this sport or learning these things. So let's talk a little baseball. Since the dawn of time, Mike, baseball has been an old man's game. It's been an old man's game with a lot of old man things. Very American. That's another thing I like about baseball. Even though baseball is the most diverse sport when it comes to countries, every country is represented. Every body type is represented. It's diverse even in body type. You got short guys, fat guys, skinny guys, tall guys. You have every body type. You have every country represented. I believe, I would say this with great conviction, baseball is more racially diverse and globally diverse than soccer or anything else. It has everybody. It's got Canada. It doesn't have Indian players, which is strange because cricket is so similar to baseball. But we have Jewish players. We have Dominican players, Venezuelan players. Every part of Asia is represented in baseball. I mean, most of the countries. So baseball is very old and classic. Now, why am I telling you all this? Because baseball has a set of unwritten rules. Ask any guy who's old who played baseball, or just any old guy in general. There's a lot of rules. Little unwritten ones, like if you're up by a certain amount of runs and you swing for the fences, that's not only offensive, but next time you come to the plate, you're going to get beamed. The pitcher's going to hit you. There's all these unwritten things. If you bring in a position player because you don't want to exhaust your bullpen or your starting pitchers, and that position player's telling you swing for the fences, you're going to get plunked. It's a big deal. Guys like Nolan Ryan, who was my favorite baseball player ever, he would hit you for almost anything you did. If you looked at him too long after, getting a hit or getting struck out or anything, he'd just plunk you the next time. He'd just plunk your ass. I love these kind of things. However, diehards, I'm afraid this is coming to an end. All of these unwritten rules are being broken daily. nowadays. If you watch current Major League Baseball, you're seeing all these rules not being held up by the younger guys. Now, a little part of me hates that. But what we get in exchange is that, like, the young guys are bringing their swag to the league. Now, the old guy in me wants to go, these fuckers wearing $100,000 necklaces while they're on the field, and guys having smartphones in their back pocket while they're playing baseball. The old man in me wants to hate it, but I kind of like it. I think it's wearing off on me. There used to be a rule, if I strike you out and I start celebrating or staring you down, I'm going to get punched in the fucking mouth. Or if I hit a home run off you and I bat flip, like I throw my bat, like you will not only get plunked the next time they see you, but you could also get your ass beat by the catcher by the time you round it around to home. Now, all that's gone. You see guys bat flipping constantly. You see guys pimping their strikeouts constantly. You see players doing little dances as they round the base. These little traditions. Jazz Chisholm Jr. does like 4 different things before he hits home plate. You see guys wearing jewelry. You see guys wearing, neon colored spandex on their arms and knees and shin guards and all this extra stuff. They used to make fun of Barry Bonds for doing that. And now every player does it. And when I say make fun of Barry Bonds, they would hit his ass or walk his ass for it and and criticize him. So what I thought we could do today, me and Mike, we could go through some of these egregious new things that baseball has that I'm undecided if I like or don't like. So we'll watch one, and then I will decide if I like it or I don't like it. All right, so the first one is we have Jazz Chisholm Jr., he crushes a home run, and then we get to watch all of the little things he does to quote-unquote pimp the home run. All right, so already a bat flip.
Deep to right field, and that is into the upper deck. Jazz Chisholm
All right.
Jr. 3-run.
Little point. All right, so bat flip, which is subtle but great. Very kind of Griffey-esque, except Griffey never bat flipped. Griffey would have slammed it down right at the first part, but Jazz does a little bat flip. And he does a basketball thing at home, but I think that there's more than that. I like it. I hate that I like it, but I like it. I don't know why we let Jazz Chisholm off the hook, and when I say we, I mean me. Pretty subtle, but it's still a lot. The old dogs would hate it. Goose Gossage would have plunked his ass. Nolan Ryan would have beat his ass before he got home. I like it, but, I'm pretty easy on all these things. All right, what's the next one? Cabrera delivers a walk-off home run with an amazing bat flip. Oh, underhand backflip. But this is a walk-off in extra innings. So I like that. Now, see how they're letting him get to home before they mob him? Because the winning run already came across. But they wait for Cabrera to touch home plate to celebrate. Now, why is that important? Because the rule is if you don't touch home, even if the game is, won, if you don't touch home, they won't count it as a home run. Look up real quick, Mike. Robin Ventura's Grand Slam single. It's the 1999 National League Championship Series. Robin Ventura hits a home run, a grand slam, but the second that guy touches home,
and he told the
he's telling them, wait, celebrate at home, because he couldn't even get to second before they mobbed him. This means in baseball that only counts as a single. Now, who cares, right? If you're the Mets or the Mets fan, you say, hey, we still won the game. Who gives a shit? Here's why you give a shit. Robin Ventura isn't credited with a grand slam when it comes to statistics. He's one of the, top 10 in most grand slams historically, and that would have been one more that he could have gotten his stat. He also loses some RBIs on that. Also, Vegas. This affects Vegas. Millions and millions of dollars. Some of Norm Macdonald's dollars were on this. And that grand slam would have covered the spread, and it didn't because they mobbed him in between first and second. Players are a lot smarter nowadays. They don't do this bullshit. Now, jump cut to, I know Robin Ventura. He told me Norm Macdonald came up to him one time, put his finger in his chest and said, "You were the worst beat I ever had." Which sucks for Robin Ventura. He didn't do anything wrong. Like Mike pointed out, you can see him at first base going like this. No, go home. Meet me at home, because he wants the grand slam. So just that's an interesting little side quest for you guys. All right, let's check out another one.
This might be a more interesting video. MLB's worst breaking of unwritten rules, made just for you.
Let's do it.
Clock for Astudillo.
This is a position player,
he loaded up.
and this guy swung for the fences when they're up 15-4.
Gone.
Interesting fact about this:
A 3-0 swing.
the manager said on both teams, the manager criticized this player for doing it, saying he didn't like it. The managers of both teams criticized that player for swinging for the fences against a position player when they were up 15-4. Both of them said they didn't like it. And that guy who hit that home run went into a crazy slump after that, and I think isn't even in Major League Baseball after that. Like, he got really, really, like, he went through, like, a big mental kind of thing where he, in baseball, is very mental, and that fucked him over. So the baseball gods screwed this guy on that one. All right, let's check out the next one.
And he was hot, too. That was the beginning of a season where everyone was saying, like, this guy, where did he come from? He's going to be amazing. And then, padding your stats early in the season.
And the little kid in me kind of liked it. Like, because this might be something I'd do. Like, just try to get a jack off of a position player when you're already up. All right, this is...
He throws the bat.
Oh, bat flip. About to get some...
I think this was Tim Anderson.
Yeah. Was this the punch? Oh, the baseball bat throw of the bat.
Boom.
I like that bat flip, though.
And Maldonado gets right in Anderson's face after Keller drills him with the first pitch. And here we go.
I like a bat flip. This one's fine for me.
So now pitch on the way to Ben Davis.
Boy.
A chopper to second. Got to hurry up with it.
Was this a
play,
no-hitter?
Base hit. Infield hit on the bunt for Ben Davis.
I think it's a no-hitter.
How do you like that?
Speaking of that,
Bunting on a no-hitter. What a dickhead.
I saw, now I'm blanking on his name. Washington Nationals, they were at home. He had a perfect game going. And then on the last out, Scherzer, the guy stuck an elbow out, got hit by the pitch, and lost his perfect game to that.
That's dog shit.
Yeah. I was pissed.
Yeah, I hate that kind of stuff. I think Bunting, and this might be one of the segments, an unpopular opinion, is that, like, so many people, I've commented on this before back when we had a different podcast where I was like, dude, that's dog shit. Like, don't do stuff like that, like Bunting on a no-hitter. People are like, that's what you do. Like, people have such, like, a strange opinion about these kind of, like, hey, man.
Anything to break it up.
They should, have to, like, you know what you're doing. You guys know exactly what you're doing.
If this is the one I remember, Epic is right.
Best bat flip ever. Not only is it the best bat flip, it's one of the greatest Toronto Blue Jays moments of all time. Not as big as Joe Carter, but it's up there. I also would make an argument. This was the beginning of bat flips, of the bat flip era. Because I think Jose Bautista got drilled a few times for this bat flip, but you started seeing a lot of guys do it after that. It kind of made it like, oh, yeah, if I ever get a big home run, that was kind of badass the way he bat flipped. So there was he still had to, like, pay the fiddler a little bit, but it did begin kind of the bat flip era, I think.
And then it's made its way down to the little leagues.
Oh, yeah, let's see it. That's wild. I did that I did a bat flip just like him, straight up in the air, like very, very high at this celebrity softball game, and everyone was so afraid it was gonna hit all the people that were, like, out on the field, or not on the field, but, like, in that little area, because at a celebrity softball game, nobody's really in the dugout or whatever.
Shit, there's a bat in the air, dude.
Send us some videos. We want to show, or we will talk more about this kind of stuff. What do you think about the unwritten rules? What do you think about Las Vegas, Starlink, SpaceX? What do you think about incels? What do you think about any of the things I've been talking about on episode 5 of Die Hard? I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. See you next week.